Well, new tonight, controversial publisher Larry Flynt has passed away. He founded Hustler magazine, which he turned into an empire while also championing First Amendment rights in this country. Flynt's notoriety in the pornography industry led to multiple lawsuits and also an assassination attempt that left him paralyzed from the waist down. According to Flynt's nephew, he died of heart failure at his Hollywood Hills home at the age of 78. And joining us now to talk about Flynt's life and career is Michael Klein. He's the former president of Larry Flynt Publications, where he worked for more than 11 years. Michael, thanks so much for being with us. Certainly appreciate your time. Obviously, best known to some as a pornographer, and that would be an industry that many would take issue with for various reasons. But Larry Flynt was a far more complicated personality and figure than just the title pornographer would suggest.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, first, like you mentioned, his First Amendment rights that he fought for and he was very proud of. I mean, in fact, I know in Constitutional Hall, they still have his case listed up there as the top 100 cases in the country that helped shape the U.S. And Larry, he believed in that. He believed in, that everyone should have the First Amendment rights. He believed in fighting for people's rights. He was a strong entrepreneur and very smart and very funny and generous human being.
He wrote in 2012, "The best thing the arbiters of decency and good taste can do is to stay out of other people's lives. The greatest right that any nation can afford its people is the right to be left alone." Talk a little bit about how he got into this business and why he founded Hustler and why he wanted to establish essentially an adult entertainment empire, which is what he did.
Yeah, I mean, from the history of Larry, Larry started he started clubs out in the Ohio area. And those clubs, one of them was called Hustler, and he did a little news articles about the people, the go-go girls in a sense, who were working at the club. And he found that people were very interested in the articles and the magazines, and he created his magazine and built it up from there. And like you said, he fought a lot of challenges. He was, someone tried to assassinate him for what he put in the magazine. He was the attempted assassination was because he had an interracial picture in the magazine, and that was the cause. And he still believed, that people needed the right to choose what they want to see and do. As long as that doesn't harm others, you should be able to have the freedom to do, what you enjoy.
What do you think, looking back now, was the significance of that 1988 case that went to the Supreme Court after he was sued for libel by the Reverend Jerry Falwell?
Well, the reality, because of that, you have, places like Saturday Night Live, Doonesbury Cartoons, all of them are around because of Larry, because the ability to do parodies and satire is because of Larry's case. That literally was what came out of it. You wouldn't have that, people would have been sued right and left for doing imitations of folks on Saturday Night Live if it wasn't for Larry. So he really changed that ability, to allow you to poke fun at people as long as it's clear that it's a parody, that you're not, doing something malicious.
And what is the state of his empire as we speak tonight?
Well, I left the company in 2015, so I don't know the full states, but he has a big company. He has his Hustler Hollywood stores nationwide. I believe it's around 39 of them. He has 2 casinos out in the California area, the Hustler Casino and then Larry Flynt's Lucky Lady. I understand those are doing exceptionally well. He has his broadcasting channels. He's got his licensing deals. This Hustler brand, he created a worldwide empire, and, it's a recognizable brand.
And last question, just in 10 seconds, Michael, just for folks at home maybe watching this saying, why are we taking time to mark the death of someone best known for his role in the pornography industry? Your response to that would be what?
Like I said, your First Amendment rights are there because of Larry. He protected them, he fought for them. He was well loved by a lot of people in the entertainment community. People knew him. When I had lunch with him, every celebrity around would come up and wanted to talk to Larry. He's more than just somebody who put out, an adult magazine.
Michael Klein, thank you so much for your time tonight, sir. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.